So here you have 10 million CareCredits tokens that were minted in the first block in the Knightsbridge blockchain, which is that purple one at the bottom. These are the transactions that have been done since, and this is the contract address for the CareCredits test tokens. We're now looking at the Knights Vault wallet. So this is the wallet where CareCredits, the company, is going to manage its own wallet of CareCredits tokens, and from there, going to distribute them to home care companies. Now you can see I'm already logged into this wallet, and the tokens here are 848,000. And we want to distribute them to Premium Home Care Limited, which of course has an LEI. Now, in order to distribute them, because you can't get onto CareCredits platform without an LEI, so we're going to map their Premium Home Care's LEI here with this mapping tool, and we are going to map that to a wallet address. Now, this is the platform from which the home care companies distribute their own care credit tokens to their staff. So we copy that wallet address and we're going to put that there. Now what we're going to do is map this to the vLEI, because of course Premium Home Care has a vLEI, and you can check that here. Of course it does, certified. So we're going to upload the CESR file. For those that know, that's the vLEI itself, and verify it successfully. You can see at the bottom of the screen that's on Finima's endpoint API. So it's now mapped to the wallet, and we're now uploading that to the blockchain. So you can see there's a timestamp, and the wallet has been successfully mapped, and there we go, uploaded to the blockchain. And now the home care company is verified and is eligible to receive care credits. So we're going to distribute some to them there. So we're going to copy that wallet address, insert it here, and we're going to distribute 550 care credits tokens to this particular Premium Home Care Limited company. There we go. And it's just pending, goes through quick as you like. There we go, confirmed. You can see the confirmation there on the blockchain. And let's see if this updates. Click refresh. Yes, of course, that balance updates. We now have a fully funded home care company ready to distribute its care credits to its deserving workers. Now, note that the workers, they also have a vLEI. However, it's a ECR, an engaged context role vLEI, because they're not officers of the company, they're not directors, but they are care workers. And this wallet will denote that they are. There's the vLEI itself right there in front of us. What we have with the ECR is we have a second method by which we map the vLEI to the wallet. So you can see here, this is a care worker's wallet. You can see it says LEI is invalid right now. So we copy and paste that wallet address, enter that wallet address there. And because this care worker has been doing such great work, she's been taking care of elderly and vulnerable people in their own homes, providing dignified and compassionate care and support, and she deserves a little extra. So this particular care worker's name is Betty Murphy, and Betty Murphy is going to be receiving some discounts at the supermarket checkout as a result of the great work that she's been doing. Now, in addition to that, by us capturing the data of the work that she has been doing, we get ESG data out of it. So here we are, verify the vLEI. This is the second way in which we are verifying the vLEI and linking it. So you'll see we use the Signify browser extension here. And this is because obviously there's the ECR, the engagement context role. She's not a director, she's a care worker. It's not the company itself that's being identified, it's the person themselves that are being identified. And we are, you can see there, select the engagement context role credential. So we select that, we select Betty's credential. We click select now. Let's see if there we go. Verification successful. So now this different wallet is now mapped with a timestamp to the correct wallet address, and now we are uploading that to the blockchain. There we go, transaction confirmed. So now it's time for the home care company to distribute the care tokens to their staff. Now, we work with scheduling software. Some of them have APIs, because all of this data is already out there. So some have APIs, some don't. With the ones that don't, they operate a regular scheduled CSV upload. So that's what we're doing here. We're importing the data from a CSV upload. You can see 5 recipients. So you can see John has done these hours, and at the bottom, Betty Murphy has done her 40 hours work, right? And now we press distribute tokens to the appropriate wallet addresses. Now, at this point, it's crucial to note that this is where we are mapping all of the ESG reporting requirements, right? So we have the Corporate Sustainability Reporting Directive, the Corporate Sustainability Due Diligence Directive, and the European Sustainability Reporting Standards and the European Single Electronic Format. And those formats are XHTML, which can be read by humans, and IXBRL, which can be read by machines. And that is what we are going to map out in this section of the platform, because this section of the platform is going into the blockchain along with everything else. There we go, 5 recipients. And you can see that at this moment, we've got the 40 hours confirmed that Betty Murphy has indeed. Now, it was invalid before. Now let's check if it's been validated now, because remember, we mapped the ECR, and there we go. LEI is validated. The care tokens are there. 40 well-deserved CareCredits tokens delivered directly to the wallet address of Betty Murphy. Then we have the blockchain itself that will record every one of these transactions that you've just seen. Let's just refresh it and check they're there 40 seconds ago, 50 seconds ago, 1 minute ago. That is everything that we just did, recorded immutably on the blockchain.
ESG today suffers from a fatal flaw. The data cannot be trusted. Right now, the vast majority of sustainability information for ESG reporting comes from manual inputs, unverifiable spreadsheets, supplier declarations, emails, and static PDFs. The problem isn't the lack of data, it's the lack of proof. Regulators and investors are no longer willing to accept this. They're not asking for more data, they're asking for provenance. This is where the vLEI comes in. In a vLEI ecosystem, a company cannot pretend to be another company. An officer of that company cannot misrepresent their role. CareCredits' utilization of the vLEI on a blockchain platform converts every verified act of care work into a cryptographically provable data point using vLEI credentials, whilst creating a record that is immutable on the Knightsbridge blockchain. CareCredits delivers what the future of sustainability assurance requires: trusted, granular data with verifiable origin, captured the moment an event occurs. In this model, every confirmed hour of care becomes a vLEI authenticated, cryptographically signed data point, recorded immutably on the Knightsbridge blockchain, complete with its own identity, timestamp, and proof of origin. From these authenticated events, CareCredits' assurance engine automatically produces ESRS-aligned KPIs and generates XHTML and IXBRL reports ready for regulatory submission. This creates a continuous digital chain of custody, enabling auditors, investors, and supervisors to trace any reported figure back to the precise event that generated it. By eliminating unverifiable manual inputs, CareCredits removes the single greatest vulnerability in sustainability reporting and substantially reduces reliance on costly external verification. In addressing CSRD requirements, CareCredits offers a sector-agnostic trust infrastructure built on verifiable identity, verifiable action, verifiable provenance, and verifiable reporting. From the source event to the final regulatory disclosure, every sustainability claim carries its own cryptographic proof. This dynamic applies far beyond the care sector. The same architecture can anchor not only training records in healthcare, but emissions data in manufacturing, shipment events in logistics, or even community impact metrics in financial services. The European Commission has already selected CareCredits as a key strategic use case for its prestigious European blockchain sandbox. We're therefore in a structured regulatory dialogue with the Directorate General of Financial Stability, Financial Services and Capital Markets Union, DG FISMA, the Directorate General for Communications, Networks and Content Technology, DG Connect, the Central Bank of Ireland, Bank d'Italia, which of course is the Central Bank of Italy, and of course, Glyph. So we're getting a lot of traction. And as well as that, the CareCredits architecture is already resonating with industry. So you may have heard of Waystone. It's one of the largest independent third-party fund governance and fund management companies globally. They're trusted by asset managers to handle over 400 billion in assets assets under management across multiple jurisdictions and supporting over $1 trillion of client assets in aggregate. So Waystone's Group Head of Sustainability confirmed that CareCredits aligns with the EU's vision for digital sustainability reporting because it is standardized, machine readable, and fully traceable end to end. He emphasized its potential to significantly reduce the burden of costly third-party verification of ESG reporting for regulated firms. Now, health systems across the world are under pressure in a part of the system that is rarely measured but absolutely fundamental. The first line of defense for any national health system: home care in the community. And what I want to show you today is not a theoretical use case. CareCredits exists, it is operating, it is measurable, and in practical terms, it is a new instrument of trust for one of Europe's most fragile systems. CareCredits began with a very real problem in my own home care business. How do you keep good people in essential jobs when the sector cannot afford to pay them more? I own and operate 3 home care operations across Ireland and England. We employ 70 staff. We turn over 2 million per annum. We're rated outstanding at what we do by the Care Quality Commission. And I cannot tell you how great our staff are. Every single day, rain or shine, they are providing dignified and compassionate care and support for elderly and vulnerable people in their own homes. They're the ones who help elderly people to get out of bed in the morning, get ready for the day, cook for them, help keep them company, assist them with whatever medication and whatever else it is that they need. It's hard work, it's essential work. We're all getting older, and one day we might be lucky enough to have someone like that. And yet, it's a low-paying job. And as an employer, I pay as well as I can, but I'm constrained by tight margins on government contracts. As a whole, the industry operates on a 5% profit margin if they're lucky. So, look, I can't tell you how difficult it is when someone who you've hired, trained up, and who's developed deep relationships with the people that they care for, and who enjoys the meaningful and rewarding work that they're doing, they end up having to leave the company and go somewhere else simply because they need to earn more. Not only does that have a negative effect on our clients and their families, it means that we have to constantly go to the effort and expense of a permanent recruitment campaign. We have to be recruiters when first and foremost we need to be carers. When experienced care workers walk away, the whole system shakes. Families are forced to step in, hospitals absorb the downstream consequences, and public budgets absorb the long-term costs. Across the EU right now, there are over 1 million care roles that remain unfulfilled. For some providers, staff turnover can reach 30% every year. With the aging population and the rise of dementia, demand for care is set to double by 2035. Our insight was simple. Staff retention isn't just a HR issue, it's the key to system sustainability, Keeping one skilled worker in place protects the community, maintains continuity of care, and safeguards quality. Demand for care is soaring, but workers feel invisible, providers feel trapped by tight public margins, and governments feel stuck between spiralling costs and collapsing capacity. So we designed CareCredits to create a stability loop. We improve the lives of workers, stabilize providers, and generate verifiable data that institutions can trust. 3 problems solved at once. Here's how it works. First of all, CareCredits do not replace wages. They're an additional reward earned only through verified hours of care delivered. When a worker goes out and delivers 1 hour of care to a specific client at a specific time, that activity is already logged in the provider's scheduling software. We integrate directly with those systems. We have 3 partners that we currently work with: Birdie, Care Planner, and Careline Live. We then verify that that work was actually delivered, not by taking anyone's word for it, but by anchoring the data to a vLEI verified identity. The home care company has an LEI. The worker receives a vLEI ECR credential tied to their role. In other words, we know exactly which certified organization and which verified individual delivered the service. Once verified, a smart contract mints a care credit to the worker's wallet. It's a non-transferable, single-use, non-speculative token, fully aligned with MyCar definitions. It cannot be traded, cannot leak into circulation, and is burned immediately after redemption at the supermarket checkout. Its value is decided by participating retailers, typically discounts on groceries. And the worker simply opens the app, sees what they've earned, and uses it. No crypto experience needed, no financial risk. Every mint and every burn is immutably recorded. The result is a transparent, tamper-evident ledger of who delivered what care, when, and under what regulated entity. Off-chain, we keep all personal and clinical data private. On-chain, we anchor only what must be indisputable. It is auditability without surveillance. The economics form a closed, rational loop. Providers pay a platform fee that is dramatically cheaper than the cost of constantly recruiting. Retailers fund the discount because their workforce becomes a loyal, high-integrity customer base for them, and because it produces real, verifiable ESG impact at the same time. Workers get immediate, tangible relief at a moment when cost of living is eroding their ability to stay in the job. So in the pilots that we've done in Ireland and England, this model has delivered a 25% reduction in turnover and a 10 to 15% improvement in life affordability. And most of that stays in the local economy. We have a forthcoming pilot in the US with the largest hospital network in New Jersey, and we project a 22% drop in nurse turnover, and we hope to deliver savings for clinical trials. Different jurisdictions, same outcome. When contribution becomes verifiable, retention increases and cost instability falls. If nothing changes, we face 4 million vacant care posts by 2030. Every percentage point improvement in retention saves national health systems hundreds of millions. This is not only about labour supply, it's about social resilience, economic productivity, and public health capacity. Once you can prove that this verified person under this verified organisation delivered this regulated service at this moment, you have built a trust fabric that can extend across essential work. So, when it comes to ESG reporting, of course, we're the S in the ESG, the social. So, let's go through what some of the things in the EU for that are. You've got CSRD, which is the Corporate Sustainability Reporting Directive. We've got CSDDD, the Corporate Sustainability Due Diligence Directive. ESRS, the European Sustainability Reporting Standards. ESEF, the European Single Electronic Format. And those formats are XHTML, which can be read by humans, and iXBRL, which can be read by machines. Each work event becomes a tamper-proof record, feeding into ESRS metrics such as the S1-6, employee turnover, and S1-14, which is training hours per employee. This ensures that every KPI is grounded in evidence rather than estimates. It resolves the garbage in, garbage out flaw that has long undermined ESG integrity. From these authenticated events, CareCredits' assurance engine automatically produces ESRS-aligned KPIs and generates XHTML and XBRL reports ready for regulatory submission. This creates a continuous digital chain of custody, enabling auditors, investors, and supervisors to trace any reported figure back to the precise event that generated it. CareCredits is building out this provenance-rich data architecture, all of which is anchored in the vLEI. By integrating directly with existing scheduling software via API and automated CSV uploads, we eliminate unverifiable manual inputs and thus remove the greatest single vulnerability in ESG reporting, removing reliance on costly verification externally. For the companies, it transforms ESG from an administrative cost into a competitive advantage, proof of integrity that attracts capital and public trust. For regulators and investors, it delivers transparent, tamper-proof evidence of social impact, reducing greenwashing and increasing confidence in sustainable portfolios. Now, this is really interesting. The vLEI also presents the opportunity for CareCredits to enter open-loop systems and transact across blockchains via SATP, the Secure Asset Transfer Protocol. It gives us the opportunity to unlock global interoperability for vLEI-verified ESG data. With SATP, every vLEI-verified event becomes a portable, trusted ESG asset. SATP is a forthcoming ISO standard designed to enable cryptographically secure cross-network exchange of digital assets and verifiable data between mutually untrusted parties. For CareCredits, SATP is transformative. It opens our currently closed-loop system into a fully interoperable open-loop trust fabric where verifiable events, proofs, and ESG credentials can move seamlessly across organizational, technical, and jurisdictional boundaries. SATP ensures that every CareCredits micro event, every vLEI signed hour of work, every hash time lock contract can be exchanged peer-to-peer with external counterparties while preserving origin integrity, signature validity, and regulatory grade assistance. Crucially, SATP expands the vLEI ecosystem itself. Any counterparty wishing to transact with CareCredits through SATP must authenticate using its own vLEI, creating a network effect in which trusted entities connect through trusted infrastructure. In this model, CareCredits becomes not just a platform, but a node in a global, interoperable sustainability assurance network where verifiable data flows frictionlessly, identity is guaranteed end-to-end, and ESG evidence becomes portable, provable, and instantly auditable anywhere in the digital economy. That's not all, though. There are also implications for Scope 3. Although CareCredits was born in the care sector, the trust architecture it created, vLEI-anchored identity, verifiable micro-events, immutable provenance, and ESRS XBRL-ready reporting, is universally applicable, including to the hardest problem in sustainability reporting, Scope 3 emissions. The same mechanism that proves this worker delivered this verified hour of care under this legal entity can also prove this supplier generated this emission event at this facility under this accountable role. The domain changes, but the solution does not. vLEIs bind data to real entities. Delegated credentials bind responsibility to real people, and every data point carries its own cryptographic proof. This is why CareCredits is not just a care innovation, but a blueprint for verifiable ESG reporting across global supply chains, finally enabling Scope 3 data to be as trustworthy, auditable, and regulator-ready as financial data. My name's Grant. I'm pretty excited about this. I think it's going to be big, and I look forward to working with you.